before being disposed. Or that they were incinerated. Someone say, well, incineration, cremation, same thing. Well, is it? I mean, you have to ask the question, is this a human being or not? You get right down to it. And to those who support abortion and believe it's a blob of tissue, I have a hunch that for a woman who's aborted a child and thinks it's a blob of tissue, she's never actually seen the child. Some of the pictures now that are coming up on the internet, and I love them. They're hard to look at because these tiny little guys, 12, 13, 14 weeks, but you look at them and they fit right in the palm of your hand, or they look like they're about that size, and you see not just, okay, they have 2 arms and 2 legs. You see elbows. You see little creases in the hands, fingernails, the little noses and eyes and stuff like that, eyelids. I mean, there's a lot of knitting together that God has done up to that point. If these were animals, pets that people had, there's no way you'd put up with treatment like this. There's absolutely no way. Can you imagine the SCPA or PETA or whatever putting up with if they found out that dogs are being steam cleaned or steam cooked or that cats are being burned to death like this? I mean, there's no way. Now, obviously, we've got a pro-life governor and a pro-life attorney general in Ohio, but here's what happened. I mean, he asked a good question. Once they did the research and determined that the baby body parts were not being sold off to labs and universities, then he asked the next question, so what happens to them? So he says, it's important that the public become aware of these practices right now. He said, I think it came as a shock to Ohioans to find out that babies are being cooked, and then they're put in landfills. Chapter 3701-47-05 of the Ohio abortion law states that, quote, a fetus shall be disposed of in a humane manner. And a company by the name of ACU Medical Waste Service that handles medical waste, products from surgical procedures and things that are being disposed of, that type of stuff. They had been the one, they've been serving the Cincinnati area and also in Columbus too, but they had a contract with the Cincinnati Planned Parenthood and the Columbus Planned Parenthood to take away medical waste. Well, what kind of medical waste would come from a Planned Parenthood? There's only one thing, aborted fetus. And so with no sense of irony whatsoever, they were doing this. There was another company, Stericycle. They served the Planned Parenthood in Bedford Heights. They'd been picking up babies, and they wouldn't confirm if they were using that same procedure. They've been under investigation for about 4 years now. Well, interestingly enough, once the report came out, ACU Medical Waste has issued a statement regarding their involvement in all of this. And what's very interesting about this, too, is a lot of people were wondering, why is this company doing business with Planned Parenthood when the owner of the company is a professing Christian? And they actually have a pastor on their board of directors. Did they not know what was going on? Was it big business? Did they turn a blind eye and a deaf ear? Well, ACU Medical has issued a statement about their involvement in all this, and I'm going to read it to you coming up next as the bottom line continues.